I hope everyone is doing well this morning. I'm Sonia and this is the morning wellbeing ritual. Every weekday morning at 8 a.m. for 20 minutes, your daily dose of feel-good well-being. And today's Wednesday, so we're going to be doing a meditation practice. So get yourself into a place where you feel comfortable. You want ideally to have your spine straight, and that can be lying down or that can be sitting up. And you can change position during the practice. You don't have to be perfectly still. We're steering everything we do towards feeling as good as we can possibly feel. So if you start to get a dead leg, then move your leg. If you start to get an itch, then scratch. This is not about denial of the senses. This is more a celebration of the senses practice. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, when I do a meditation practice, I definitely move. I often find myself circling or rocking forwards and back. And there are many very masculine dominated meditation practices that dictate that you must be still. And this is the opposite. This is a very feminine practice, and you must be in huge amounts of respect and love for your body and those impulses of the body. Okay. So last night I didn't have the best night's sleep, and I kept I guess I was nervous about today and worrying about what content I was going to put out today. So the thing that kept coming up for me was our ability to filter information. So the brain is this incredible organ that we really don't know that much about, even though there are some very clever people out there. But we do know that it is a filtration system that takes approximately 11 million bits of information per second, 11 million bits of information per second, all coming in through your eyes, your nose, your skin, your internal workings, your external environment. And your brain condenses that to about, I've got it written down here, about 50 bits per second. So from 11 million to 50. Your brain filters out what is relevant and what isn't relevant. And it does this so that we can cope. We can, if we were aware of the 11 million bits of information coming towards us, we would be in massive overwhelm. And in fact, for many of us who suffer with overwhelm or are highly sensitive and highly tuned, it's this filtration problem, this filtration system that may be the reason why we're struggling. So when we do a meditation practice, we are enhancing our ability to regulate that information. But more importantly, we're creating an environment where we can witness what information we're letting through, what stories, what narratives are coming up for us. And when we get really clever, we start to consciously choose what thoughts we're filtering in. So we're not just hijacked by our narrative. We're aware of our narrative and slowly tune into shaping the narrative so that it can support our sense of nourishment, our sense of being supported, and we can consciously shape the questions that are coming. So imagine the brain is like a golden retriever, and every time your brain asks a question, or you ask a question, yourself asks a question, it's like that question is the stick that's thrown, and your brain will run after the stick to answer the question and bring it back to you. That's really how the brain is working all the time. And so if we want to have a more conscious, calm, and more empowered life, we need to ask a better question. And so being aware of the questions that are going on, that is the narrative, is maybe something that we do when we are doing our meditation practice. Okay, so that's a long way around describing what we're going to do today. So drop your chin down towards your chest, let the back of your neck feel nice and long, and drop the eyelids. Approximately 10 million bits of information coming in every second is coming through your eyes. So just the simple act of dropping the eyelids is an incredible act of filtration. And as you really drop your chin down to your chest, take an exhale and roll your right ear to your right shoulder. And then drop back down towards the chest and take your left ear to your left shoulder. So we're doing a little semicircle. Feeling the back of the neck. And then come back up to neutral. Take a nice breath in. See if you can get the neck to be as tall and long as possible. And then as you exhale, drop right ear to right shoulder. Inhale as you come up high. Left ear to left shoulder. And going from side to side, crescent moon style, over the top. And then if your neck will allow, maybe doing a full circle, just watching that you don't take your head back behind you. You want to be coming up high and over, and then changing direction. Noticing your breath and allowing it to slow down. Inhale, take your shoulders up towards your ears. Roll them back, away from you and down to the ground as you exhale. So very often the first circles are quite speedy and we need to consciously slow them down. And take your fingertips to your shoulders, circling your elbows. Listening to the very sweet orchestra of clunks and clicks, if it's anything like mine. And then release the arms. Take the left hand across to the right knee and take the right hand behind you. Inhale as you sit up, and as you exhale, do a very gentle twist, and you might smile to yourself as you do this. And then inhale, come back through center. Now the right hand comes to the left knee, left hand behind. Exhale and smile as you twist gently to the side. And coming back into center, both hands on knees. And if you're sitting up, obviously if you're lying down, you're not able to, but if you're sitting up, let's take some circles in the heart, slowing them right down. Using these circles to call all parts of ourselves back to this body, this moment, this place. Changing direction. And coming back into center. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your sternum. Drop the chin towards your chest and take 3 deep breaths in and out through the nose. You can keep your hands here or place them somewhere more comfortable. But take your awareness and focus it in on your heart space. Perhaps keeping your chin dropping down so you're still facing the direction of your heart. And that breath continues to roll like an ocean wave, a very big and smooth breath. We're tuning the ears of our heart to hear what might be whispered from your heart space. When we do these practices and we tune into the intelligence of the individual organs of the body, sometimes that can feel like a almost quite ridiculous leap of faith. And you have to allow yourself the imagination, the sense of imagination, to hear what could be spoken, what could be whispered from your heart space. And this process isn't a tricky process at all. It's not out to trick you. Whatever comes to mind is exactly what the heart is whispering to you. Allowing softness in the heart space, allowing the magnetic field of the heart to expand. As we continue to inquire, what is the message from the heart today? Breath continues to move through you. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And dropping into that heart space even more, maybe bringing the question, what is it that you need? We're listening to the whisper of the heart. What is it that you need? And there's no need to double guess. There's no need to doubt yourself. Trust the process, that you have the ears to hear what the heart wants you to hear. Sometimes just bringing your hand up to your heart helps you tune in a little bit deeper. What is it that you need? And allowing whatever feelings move. Notice that feelings move like a watery wave through you. And this is how we tune into that internal landscape. We witness without judgment where the feelings rise and how they feel, what their temperature is, what their texture is, what story they may bundle in with. What is it that we need? What is it that you need? And sometimes when emotions move through us, that can make us feel emotional. That can bring laughter or tears or sadness or joy. And cultivating the ability to sit with that, whatever that is, without feeling the need to rush in and fix it or numb it. In this space, you're inviting it to be felt, allowing it to rise, knowing that it will pass. And wherever you're feeling that emotion, you might want to take your hand to that space and just help yourself to connect with your body and how it's housing these different dialogues, these different stories, memories, feelings. Maybe with greater clarity of the answer to that question, what is it that you need? You can start to think of a sentence that would sum up giving yourself that thing that your heart needs. So if I give you an example, for me today as I'm practicing, my body's shaking. There's like this quite low level, almost shiver happening, which feels to me like a nervous energy of fight and flight. It's that, okay, I'm ready to respond. And so the answer to the question for me, what do I need? I need to feel safe. So to create a sentence that would help me to feel safe, I might say that I am able to nourish and support myself at all times. And even just as I say that, the shaking slightly calms. And so I can repeat that again to myself. I am able to nourish and support myself at all times. And you'll create your sentence. It's like a mantra in response to what you feel you need in this moment right now. And continue to allow the breath rolling through you like an ocean wave. Repeating to yourself those words that bring whatever it is that you need. So that analogy at the beginning of the practice of the very sweet and over enthusiastic brain being like a Labrador or a golden retriever or a collie chasing after a stick, and whatever the narrative is that we're creating inside of ourselves, the brain will run to chase that stick and gather evidence for us to prove that those words, that narrative, are true. So by choosing a narrative that gives you what you need, your brain is able to gather proof, to gather information that absolutely supports that belief. It's that same system that when you're looking to buy a red car will allow you to see that every car on the road is virtually a red car. This is the filtration system. The brain is chasing after evidence to show you that you're right. Whatever that narrative is, you are right. You're bang on. So knowing that, understanding that, we get to consciously choose a narrative that allows our perception, our perspective to very deliberately move our awareness to our best selves, our higher selves.